Let's make some junk journal pages with whatever's in this parcel. Hello and welcome to the treasured page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Today we're following along with the Sender Signature Vintage Adventure project. I am staring at this wonderful parcel with all the bees and the beautiful flowers on it. And this has all come about by sending monthly projects to friends around the UK and they have been sending them back. So we've been swapping our creative makes, and while we're doing it we are using scraps from one another and we are creating these fun little signatures for which to bind into a bigger journal, perhaps at the end of the year or in the next 6 months or whenever they get full. This one's doing very well already. So this is where we make a blank signature, we can gift it to somebody else and then they decorate it using the monthly projects that I set here on the treasured page. We are currently working on some tickets this month. So if you haven't seen this video, you might like to have a look at the playlist for Sender Signature 2024. You'll be able to follow along with all the monthly projects, and this one is to make these jumbo tickets which you can detach and use on journal pages, or you could maybe use them as a belly band in a wider journal, or you could orientate them this way or this way depending how you decorate them, but they are just a lovely thing to add to a journal and a super gift for anyone giving happy mail. And just to recap, we have been making handmade pouches out of all sorts of things, scraps, fabric, momogami, and inside we have been putting things to keep and be able to work on our little journals. So this is the one that has been sent to me, but I've been decorating it up and adding my own supplies just as much as the things that I've received, and also developed a little digital kit here to go with this theme because it sparked me off onto an adventure, a vintage adventure to discover the life and the interesting history of Nellie Bly, an American journalist in New York in the 1800s, where she circumnavigated the globe in record time of 72 days, surpassing the Phileas Fogg and the 80 Days Around the World, the story written by Jules Verne. Very exciting. So I'm reading all about that. In the meantime, I've got another little spare signature here where I've just been putting some of the things that I've been making demos, and this was the corner page bookmark, and that is like that. Slips onto the corner there, and then on the other side is this fun little embellished piece with. So it's really inspirational. If you can find a friend that you would like to send to, you can pair up, swap some scraps, make a little purse or a pouch or a folder or a file or an envelope even, and send them some scraps to work in a little mini journal. So much fun. So we're going to see what I've been sent, but this is the project for the corner bookmark and the paper clips. So I'm turning it over and we're going to have a little look inside, pull everything out and have a little look. Ooh, hang on, let's flip it over. Oh goodness me, what is this? So it has been on a bit of an adventure in its own right. The packaging is a little damaged, so it has taken its time to come here. So we're just hoping that everything is still okay and intact. So it looks like there's a little bit of a crinkle up there. But fortunately it's come to a junk journaler, so anything with a little wrinkle or a ruffle is well received. And this nice paper here, it looks like airmail paper, doesn't it? Letters for an airmail. Oh, it is, look. How cool is that? Oh, well, the fact that it's scrunched up is fine. It's going to get scrunched up anyway. So that works. No problem. Well done. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, stamped paper. Oh, you've got some good stamps. Oh, how good is that? Baggage check-in room. Oh, I can use all of that. That's lovely. Tickets. Paris. Oh, we're off. This is such an easy, lovely way of sending some happy mail and being able to show off some of the stamps that you have. And it may well be that the recipient hasn't got these stamps. I haven't got these stamps. I think I've got that one, but smaller. And that one's been stamped really nicely, the Paris one. They can all be torn out and made into tickets. That even looks a bit like a ticket with that background. So, yeah, these are really fun. And nice thicker paper there, that will work really well. Oh my goodness, you've even sent me some. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Thank you very much. So I've got my own stamping to do and little label stamps and splats. Oh, we'll have fun with this. Okay, this is exciting. Let's see what's in the card, and then we can move on to these very exciting packages. The sky's the limit. It's so fun when you start delving into your supplies and working out what might fit the theme. Really brilliant. Oh, look. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, you're a card maker. Look at this embossing. Life is a magnificent adventure. Wow. Ooh. Hi Mel, I'm loving this theme of vintage travel. I'm using stamps and dies that I haven't used in years. That's what I've just said. I hope you like what I have made and the little extras, and I've popped in a stamp set which I ordered twice. Now I do that, so I will reciprocate that, because I also have a stamp set that I ordered twice by mistake, so you can have my other one. I will swap that back. That's really cool. If you've already got it, please pass it on. Well, I haven't got it, but I will pass on some of the ones that I've got. Thanks for all that you do. For this lovely swap group, love Louise. Oh, Louise, that's so kind of you. What a lovely little thing to send. Yes, I do that as well. I've got stamp sets that I frequently order by mistake twice, and they tend to end up in giveaways and things like that. But I think I've got one that I can reciprocate that. So, right, so what have we got? So we've got airmail. So those are all wonderful extras. That is really great. But what we want to know... Oh, look at this bejeweled, lovely purse. Oh, who made the purse? Okay, we'll have to work that one out. Goodness me, that is gorgeous. Lovely idea, lovely little lace pieces, so we can use the lace pieces. We're going to look at this. Let's open this little packet, because this, to me, I can see, I can see a clock. Well, if you're travelling around the world, I would imagine that time is of the essence at all points within this, and I especially think so if you're running a race. And so the clock would have been hugely important. And it's blue and it's gold. That's going to fit in beautifully. A lovely thickness to it. Feels soft and warm, and weirdly smells very nice. So perhaps there's even a scented glue or something happening there. I'm not sure, but it's lovely. And it's going to come and live here somewhere. So it's got to be on this side. Oh, this is nice. How about here? How about something like this, where I can even see this through, and it then reacts with that. This is quite nice, works well with this colour here. We'll see, I'm not sure, but I like that, and you can even see it as you turn the page, so you've constantly got the clock there. That's nice, we like this. So we've got the corner bookmark there, and then we've got these. How cool are these? Oh, look, with dangles. And that's got the biplane on that one, and the number. That makes me think that's the number of the plane coming in, and then we've got a boat and a hot air balloon. Oh, and a vintage car. Wow, okay. And the motor car was invented at the time that Nellie Bly went on her world travel, so that was all coming in and being part of something. Here it is, there we go that way. Right, being silly. Yeah, look at that. That's so brilliant. And then we've got dangles out the top, and then this one will give me something out the side, and even tuck this in. So we've had a look at the hidden paper clips and the corner bookmark here. We've got some lace embellishment all on a little bell pin, really cute, and that can dangle off of things, so that's fun. Can use that throughout the journal, can make things, add trim, bring some embellishment to the pages, so this is really exciting. And then we've got this, which has been sewn down, nice little pocket there again, that can come and live somewhere here, and things can be added. And in here, I'm not sure what I've been given, some extra pieces. Adventure awaits, so this is extras. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fun. Bit of steampunk. I think a cog and a wheel here and there is just going to come in, and I really will enjoy putting that together, actually. I think that's quite fitting for this steam age influence that's coming in here from the 1800s, where they would have had to have travelled around on paddle steamers and steamboats, steamships, great big liners that would have taken us places. So these are just lovely. And then we've got some nice cut out paper pieces here. So on the adventure of Nellie Bly, she does go to France because Jules Verne, the author of 80 Days Around the World, Phileas Fogg and the hot air balloon, she goes and visits him, and that is part of a leg of her journey. Look at this. So this is going to help with the storytelling, isn't it? That's really fun. She had to go out of her way. She went on a train, actually, so we'll have to bring in an image of a train, I think, for my story. But she also went on boats, and I don't think she went on a hot air balloon, but in my world she did. Lovely vintage scraps, digging around, trying to find all the things that fit the theme. That's really nice. I like doing that, looking in your supplies and surprising yourself with what you have and some of the things that you sort of wish you had. Let's have a look at this bedazzling purse that I've been sent with this awesome trim, my goodness. It's got glitter, nice little embossing there with this lovely tag, and it's even got a little bell on there, little gold bell, and like a little copper pin. Absolutely sweet. That is really nice. I haven't seen those before. That's lovely. And then look at this embellishment here along this Momogami inspired bag. So we were making these on the channel. If you'd like to know how we did this, you can have a look at the playlist and you'll find the Momogami was one of the first projects where we were making these bags, these pouches, and inside, oh wow, even lined with some map as well, which is similar to what I did for mine. We've got this nice idea of a little bag there filled with goodies, and then it turns over and folds down like that, so it's just a nice idea. And then you can store quite a lot in these bags, and look at all these things. So everything inside the bag comes from Louise, and the bag has been made by... We'll flash the name up on the screen now. So thank you very much. That's absolutely gorgeous. This is just passing through the craft room of the treasured page. It's not staying with me. It's going to be going on to the next person as I send this out with my tickets. So this one is off to my swap partner for May, and I will fill that up with all sorts of goodies, and then that will be going on again. Now this is some embossed black paper. That's lovely. What I know about Nellie Bly is that in her latter years she moved to England. She came and lived here in the UK and spent her retirement here. She did lots of journaling and reporting for the World War effort. She was based and lived in the UK in her latter years, and she moved back to New York to be with her mother when her mother became sick, and that is where she then spent the rest of her life back home in America. But Bly was over in England, which is really interesting. Lovely embossing there with some nice gold effect, and then we've got a book, The Romance of the Ship. That's perfect. So this looks like sort of like a mock tea cards of some old sailing boats, and I'm going to say I recognise that, the HMS Warrior. Yes, so this is the HMS Warrior ship, and that now resides on the south coast of England in Portsmouth, and I was actually on it last year. Went to visit it, and I've walked about it, and I've had a really good look, so I've actually been on that ship last year. That's amazing. And then we've got some sailing boats here and another ocean liner. Oh, look at that one. They are actually, that's a steam one. That's a paddle steamer, exactly what we're talking about. So I'll bring that in with the cogs and the wheels. Fantastic. Now that's in Germany, and it looks like houses, some very old houses on the waterway there. I've just looked it up. I've never been to Germany. I've got to go. I've got so many junk journaling friends over there. I'd love to go. So to my German viewers, there we are. I am very inspired by this. I'd love to know more about that. Oh, look, these are fun. Butterfly, oh, I love those. Aren't they good? What a lovely effect. Lovely journaling cards, aren't they? So that's super. And then we've got that we can make into a postcard. And steam print, lovely old 1920s cars there. We can bring that in. And then this is a very fun map, nice colours, and with the nautical theme there and there. 1920 Grand Prix, yeah, it is. Oh, these are the definitions. This is the definitions of what each car is. Brilliant. So we've got the old French Grand Prix one there. That can come in and be from the French leg. We've got a bit of a theme going here, I've noticed. So we've got France, we've got Italy. I'm not sure she went to Italy, but I appreciate it anyway. I feel like I should go to Italy and have what should I have? One of those lovely pastries. Oh no, no, ice cream. Go and have an ice cream in Italy. Mercedes, German. So we've got the German city, so we can add the car now. Make a spread. That's a lovely blue colour, isn't that just so great? And then we've got some lace and some twine and the ginkgo biloba all in this metallic gold. I've been challenged there, but I am also going to be bringing those in there. So I think between all of that, there's plenty. So this is the Cutty Sark with its amazing sails that come out, and that was designed to race back from China. So that is in Greenwich now in London, and that was designed to come racing back with the first crop of tea, and it also brought things like wool from Australia as well. So that was the Cutty Sark. So this is Taping an Aerial, and that is the beautiful tea boat. The boats used to race back with the tea to see who could be the winning ship bringing in the tea. Obviously the winner is going to be able to get the tea sold quicker, and therefore they would be able to make all the money. So if you were trying to transport tea back to England, we would definitely want you to be the winner, and whoever the winning ship would win, then the money definitely would have gone there first. Everybody would love a cup of tea. And this is another steamship, so this is the sort of thing. Look, even in 1890, that's the very year that she would, oh my goodness, so she would have even gone on this ship. That is exciting. So we've got some really intriguing things here to play with today. Okay, to tackle everything that I've been sent, I'm going to break it down and organise what I've got in front of me. I'm going to remove anything that I don't feel I want to work with today and make everything a little bit more simpler. And anything that I can see I'm not going to be using, I'm just going to put into the pouch and keep all the scraps and useful pieces in there. And just to tackle the scrunched up paper, I'm just going to do this to the paper, so emphasising the creases that they arrive with. What we know from monogamy is going to make the paper more supple, more interesting, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I've altered the texture of this paper and I can now decide what I want to do with that. So I'm adding my papers in there to work on another time. I'm going to fussy cut out some of the labels, so I've got those to play with. After reading Around the World in 80 Days, a fictional book by Jules Verne, Nellie Bly was inspired to beat the record of Phileas Fogg, the fictional hero, and she put the idea to her editor at the World newspaper in New York, suggesting that she could surpass the 80 days and travel around the world in a stunt to bring an exciting story to the newspaper. This was really spurred on by her need for adventure and to go and see the other side of the world. To make that happen, she needed the newspaper to be on board. Upon first hearing the idea, it was decided that it would be better suited for a man to travel. How on earth was a woman going to cope with all that luggage? However, it wasn't until a year later that they accepted her idea and she was called to go. So when she received a call on a chilly Tuesday evening on the 12th of November in 1889, it came as a total surprise. Her editor wanted to leave in a couple of days to embark upon the trip around the world in a race. Rather than setting off the following morning on the speedy city of Paris, Nellie chose to travel on the German ocean liner, the SS Augusta Victoria, and she had an extra day to prepare. On her last day in New York, she visited a dressmaker on Fifth Avenue who made her iconic travelling gown. She also bought a satchel that she would carry around the world, just 7 inches tall and 16 inches wide. Size represented Nellie's commitment to independence and self-reliance. Many people of the time believed that a woman couldn't travel with anything less than a large number of suitcases for such a journey, making it impossible for a woman to travel quickly or alone. It seemed to please Nellie to surprise people when asked by a reporter if she needed help with her luggage. She responded with some amusement, saying, "My luggage is already on board, thank you. I brought it on myself." Nellie was able to fit a surprising amount in such a small bag. According to her account in her journal, she had 2 travelling caps, 3 veils, a pair of slippers, a complete outfit of toiletry articles, 1 inkstand, pens, pencils and copy paper, pins, needles and thread, a dressing gown, a tennis blazer, a small flask and a drinking cup, several changes of underwear, a liberal supply of handkerchiefs and fresh ruchings, and the most bulky and uncompromising of all was a jar of cold cream to keep her face from chapping in the various climates that she should encounter. Nellie also travelled with a pair of earrings, 2 bracelets and a gold thumb ring which she wore as a good luck charm. As Nellie embarked on her journey, she was unaware at how quickly attention was being attracted by the newspapers and journals, and shortly she had a rival traveller. Elizabeth Bisland worked for Cosmopolitan, a relatively new publication, but it was attracting a lot of attention. Elizabeth had a very eloquent writing style, and she was popular and well known for her poetry in newspaper columns. This is a rival of Nellie, and she was travelling to see if she could beat her on this journey of 80 days around the world. As Nellie's ship steamed away from New Jersey, left behind her, she began to worry about her journey. Despite the brave face she was putting on for reporters, friends and family, she had actually given her will to her mother before she left. She could see many potential dangers ahead. Her first challenge would be to adjust to life at sea. Although Nellie knew that she would be visiting many exotic places upon her trip, she also knew she had a long time spent travelling on the ocean liners. She spent most of her first days on board overcoming her seasickness, but she did recover and she had a full week to experience life on one of the finest ocean liners in the world. The Augusta Victoria, the German vessel, operated from Hamburg American Line. It was practically brand new, having crossed the Atlantic for the first time in May 1989. She broke the record for the fastest westbound Atlantic crossing on that voyage, racing to New York in only 7 days. Though not the largest transatlantic ocean liner, at nearly 500 feet long, she was certainly one of the most luxurious. The ship had the most magnificent interior design available at the time, with a beautiful dining room, ornate auditorium, and many statues and Gothic smoking room, reading, playing cards and smoking cigars, all common pastimes on board. The highlight of the day was dinner, when the guests could gather for a formal meal. The menu in 1893 would offer barley soup, salad, fish, roast beef, followed by German pastries, and passengers were serenaded by piano during and after their meal. During her time on the Augusta Victoria, Nellie got to know many travelling companions and was sad to leave them as she disembarked in England. Nellie Bly arrived in England very early hours of Sunday morning. She stepped off her vessel into total darkness after spending nearly 8 days crossing the stormy Atlantic. She was quickly whisked away by a London correspondent for the New York World newspaper, told that she had received a letter from Jules Verne, the author of Around the World in 80 Days, and she had been invited to visit him and his wife at their home in France to take tea. Nellie jumped at the chance of meeting Jules Verne. The correspondent warned Nellie that if she was going to do this without losing all important time, she would have to keep moving now for the next 24 hours. She responded that she would not think about sleep or rest. From there to American legislation on Victoria Street in Westminster, where she was sorted out with all her papers to be able to travel. She ate breakfast at Charing Cross Station before leaving to head east. Finding British trains to be much slower than those in America, Nellie was able to sleep through the journey of several hours to Folkestone in the extreme southeast of England. At that point, she took a ferry crossing across the Channel to Boulogne in France, and the journey was only 30 miles. There she took her first major detour, travelling 65 miles south of the city of Amiens. When she arrived at the French station in Amiens, Nellie was understandably nervous. Meeting Jules Verne was not only the inspiration for her journey, but also one of her heroes. A renowned author in his time, he wrote world-famous novels such as Journey to the Centre of the Earth and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and of course 80 Days Around the World, which was published in 1873. She also had to cope with the fact that neither of them spoke each other's language. Nevertheless, they both made a positive impression on one another. They took tea and they discussed the route in which Nellie was travelling. A translator helped them with their conversation. Verne was interested in the route that Nellie was planning to take, asking her why she was not crossing India by rail like his character Phileas Fogg. She responded that she would save time by going by sea, and together they plotted out their contrasting journeys on a large map. Nellie was determined to prove that she could make this journey in less than 80 days. Saying her farewells to the Vernes, she stepped back into the cold and wintry November evening, heading for Calais. About 1:30 in the morning, she boarded a small train bound for Italy. After 24 hours, Nellie Bly could finally rest. Oh, that was so much fun. I have used loads. These are all the scraps that I have put together on my little paperclip embellishment that I've got here. I think these work really well as a little desk tidy, you know, like a money clip. Absolutely brilliant. So these are the scraps that have come off of that project. That's all that is left of that sheet of those stamps that we saw, and then this is the other one which I have just cut up so that I can use these, and there's a nice scrap piece of paper that will come in. That will probably help with a cluster, and then I've got these pieces left here and then this one as well, so I can cut out those if I want them. I've got these larger cogs and I'm just wrapping that all in that paper so that I can put this clip on like that. Isn't that good? And then this can come and live. So that comes and lives in there like that. I've used everything, so I used the black emboss card and put some copper on there, and that was the last of that scrap because I also backed these and I've put holes in them so that they can come and swing about on the journal later on. So I've got those circles which can be reinforcers to tags, so I would just put them on a tag and then I'd punch through with my normal size hole punch, so that would create a reinforcer, and then I can put the gold metallic on those and get this sort of effect. So I'd get this sort of effect on those. So I was really pleased with that. That doesn't look like anything at the moment, but it will do. So that's that one. And then inside here was the little car fold out, all the little cars like that which have been aged up with that fantastic stamp that I got very excited about using. So the set of stamps have worked out. They are brilliant, and I use the script stamp a lot and this one, so I've only used those two at the moment. I will use the labels, so I will do that another time. Make some labels, and that's really nice to add stamps and little things, just a nice tactile piece that can come and live in there, have it in the journal. And now I've got my little ephemera holder all stocked up. I've got my lace hanging off there with a little boat as well. I've got all the little pieces that I've cut out, and these are the things that were sent to me, the boats, the tickets. Two little ladies there. I'm going to use that in a little ticket. That was one of the stamps, so it's now coming and living in there. That's what's left of the black card, so I can use that, and that's all awesome. So I'm putting this Victorian style metallic slide in there. That's a very cool journaling card, so it's going to come and live in there because it works quite nicely with those colours. I'm going to use this paper to decorate these pockets, so that's just one. I can probably be able to get one pocket out of it and then something else at the top. We'll have a look at that another time. And then we're coming through, and then I've put my train here using the bit of twine I found on the other tag, so that can now spin round, be a part of that page, and then that flips over. Actually, I could have put one of those reinforcers there, so I will probably do that. That's there, keeping Nellie Bly all secure until we want to put her somewhere. This is another card, so that's been quite fun. This could be a tuck if I stick that down, or I can keep it as a journaling card. And here's the bookmark, so this can work as a tuck as well. That's really fun. And then this is the page today that I've put together. I'm really pleased with it. It's a really, really large collage. And then this is a nice deep pocket, so the cards can come there as well, or it can live behind. And we get that gold metallic, and that's just picking everything out. And then I've put the bookmark up there, but I think I'll move it back because it works so well. It looks great with or without, but it was just tying in with the colours. So that is like that. And then this flips out, and this was the silicone stamp that I was given, so that's been used there. And the backing paper is the scrunched up airmail paper, so that's been used as well, which was really good. And I think you can still write over that if we had a black ink. Then I've got teacups, because I was talking about the tea boats that were bringing the tea leaves back from China, and I put the teacups there. This reminded me of the tea in the China. We've got ginkgo biloba, which is a symbol plant for China, and then we're talking about the tea boats racing back with the tea leaves, so I thought that was really nice. That's why the teacups are there. And then there's just this sense of the travel, the ships, the world, the time, the clock. It's all perfect and it's all working nicely. And then we've got some postcard images of where she might have gone. We've got a boat that she could have even been on, and then tickets and the boats and everything that I was sent. Little somethings are all put down there. Those are journaling cards, and they are living in there. I really love this. This has really come together and it's exciting. Bring this background here. This is a pocket for this really cool journaling card, which I have made out of the original envelope that I was sent with my greeting card in it. And then this was backed with scraps. Hopefully you saw it. I did speed it up, but that all came from the stamped piece of paper, the A4 piece of paper, and then that was all the scraps, and then the little images that had been stamped formed a layer, and then on the top this grey die cut, and then my image there of the lady travelling. I don't think that's Nellie Bly. I think that's a rival traveller that comes to try and take the spot of Nellie Bly in a competition. So that's really fun. And then over the back I've used that inky splodge stamp, which was in this little kit here, and that created that effect. I really like that effect. Brings in the age spots, and I've done it over here as well, so it all ties in. And then this, well, this could be stuck down here and be another pocket. It can come over here and be stuck down here. It can go and live in this side like that, so that it can pull out and be something fun. And there we go. So there's hidden journaling here. There's 2 journal cards there, and then this third one. So that is really brilliant. I love the metallics coming in. I think that's really nice. I might even do a metallic edge around there just to link that in with that gold. So I might find my gold and put that in there. Maybe I'll do something a little bit more on here. Maybe perhaps it wants something a little bit gold or something there. We'll see what I end up with as we progress through the swap. So nothing's ever finished. I just wanted to show you that I took some of the lace off of the top of this tag, put some blue sari silk to tie in with the blue colours, and then I embellished that piece down there just to give us a sense of the china on a tablecloth, maybe. European vibe here of the tea and Paris and travel. Really, really fun. And then if I want to, I could add that on there and sort of tie it in, but I am adding quite a bit of bulk to this page. It doesn't need to be those cards, but it's just a little idea of what to do about the vintage cars so they can be part of this if we want. That can live there. Awesome. That's been so much fun. Thank you so much, Louise, for sending through all those fantastic little scraps to play with. I'd love to have a practice at rust effect on these cogs and wheels, so that's for another time. But this is what I've been able to manage, and then I think what could happen is if I take this off, and then if I want it here, the bookmark works at the back there as well if we wanted to have the bookmark there so we know where we are. So it works on all the pages, and as I'm going through I can mark the page nicely. If I want to have it there and I want to see a bit more, then I might want to put one of my cogs and maybe something, you know, like that. I could decorate that and then be able to see it through the vellum. That's quite fun. So loads of things that we can do. It's all about having a play and seeing what fits and what looks right and what we want to do with it. But for now, I am happy with this, and I am so excited that that's all come together. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the story of Nellie Bly and my vintage adventure. If you'd like to sign up for one of our swaps, do please head over to the Facebook group, and that is the Treasured Page FB group where you can sign up for the summer swap. There'll be a post there to log your interest if you would like to join in one of these swaps internationally and find like-minded friends in your country. So I hope that that's been fun and inspirational and given you an idea of how you could use your signature as a little glue book, do some collage, art journaling. It's really fun, really relaxing, just using glue and paper and scraps, coming up with some fun ideas to tell a story that you might want to tell in your own personal life or your own research of what you might be reading or looking into at the moment. If you've enjoyed this, do please give me a thumbs up, and above everything else, guys, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.